Hi friends, today we'll learn in this video module number 2 part B, solutions of one-dimensional bars. The solutions of a bar for a displacement, stress, strain and a reaction force. We are determining these four characteristics for a uniform cross-sectional bar element and a non-uniform cross-sectional bar element. Solutions of bar finding by using two methods. We are handling the boundary condition by using two methods. One is a penalty approach, another is a elimination approach. This Gauss elimination technique is used to get the idea of about this elimination approach while we will solve the problem how to apply this elimination method. So as per the syllabus, this contents has been given. To get the idea of about these contents, how we are handling the boundary condition to solve the bars problem. So methods of handling the boundary condition for a bar element in a finite element analysis. In a finite element analysis, the overall equilibrium relation between the global stiffness matrix K, the global displacement vector Q and the global force vector F for the entire body will be expressed as a set of simultaneous equations. What is this stiffness equation? We know that stiffness matrix K into displacement vector Q is equals to force vector F. So this is a generalized equation for an entire body. So from this equation we will bring the simultaneous equations. That simultaneous equations represent in terms of algebraic equations. These simultaneous equations cannot be solved until boundary conditions are applied. So if we will not apply the boundary condition for this generalized equation, it is not satisfied for a given problem. Let's we see that the definition. After applying the boundary condition, the resulting simultaneous equations are solved by one of the following methods of handling boundary condition. They are elimination method and penalty method. To get this idea of about the elimination method, the Gauss elimination technique is required, but in your syllabus this is not there. So we need to recall this elimination technique what we have done in a maths. So now I will make the brief splitting of the topic which they have given as per the syllabus in a module number 2 part B, analysis of bars. Before going to solve any kind of the problems, before getting the solution, we need to get a theory behind the solving the problem. The procedures we need to get. The procedures is very much important. We know the procedure, but we don't know the characteristics what we are using in the procedure while we'll solve the problem. So that before that solving the problem, we need to get the characteristics of a given problem, right? What are the characteristics are there? I have a brief description of about a given syllabus in terms of list of the characteristics to solve the problem. First we'll get this one, then we'll go for the theory behind there, and then we'll go with the procedure. After that procedure we'll solve the problem. You'll get the idea in this enlisted part. So first we'll get what is mean by a stiffness matrix, definition of the stiffness matrix, then properties of the stiffness matrix, and then derivation of elemental stiffness matrix for the bar element. We'll derive the elemental stiffness matrix for a bar element by using energy method and a direct method. Two methods are there to determine the elemental stiffness matrix. So, stiffness matrix for a stepped bar element. Here we'll get a generalized stiffness matrix for a bar element. Here we'll have to get a stiffness matrix for a two steps. This will consider only a single bar element. For this we'll derive generalized equation. After that we'll get the idea how to get this multiple numbers of steps of a bar element stiffness matrix. That is a common stiffness matrix. We need to get the idea here. No need the derivation, just we need to get the elemental stiffness matrix for stepped bar element, right? Then we need to go for finding the strain displacement relation. In that strain displacement relation we'll get the equation, then that equation converting in terms of a matrix for the bar element, that is called as a B matrix. B matrix is said to be as a strain displacement matrix for a bar element. If we know this all five characteristics, then we can go for handling the boundary condition is easy. If we don't know this characteristics, we can't be get this equation. So if we need to get this value, all these are the things we need to get the idea, then only it is possible to get this K matrix. Clear? So now after bringing that equilibrium equation, we need to handle these boundary conditions by using an elimination method, by using the penalty method, and effect of temperature is also there in the given problem. Just I am splitting the given brief syllabus in terms of a complete detailed description of the syllabus. So formula list, then we'll solve the problems on a bar element. These are the 8 characteristics. These are the 8 points which has given in a single 2 points in your syllabus. In this video I'll take these first 2 bits. In the next video I'll take from third bit. So let me go for a definition of a stiffness matrix. What is the definition of the stiffness matrix? So we know that when we'll consider any kind of element, when we'll apply the external force, it has a resistance offers to it. So that indicates what? A stiffness. So we know that concept. So we are not learning the continuum mechanics. So that stiffness we are getting here. So we want to get the definition of the stiffness matrix. What we have the stiffness, that stiffness we need to convert in terms of a matrix. What is the definition of the stiffness matrix? First we'll learn now. So stiffness matrix, the matrix represents the resistance of the element to change when subjected to a external influence is called stiffness matrix. In generally, I'll define that when the object is subjected to an external force, it has their own resistance offers to applied external agency. That resistance offered by the external agency or external influence is said to be a stiffness of the object. Based on the continuum theory, that stiffness of the object is converts or represents in terms of a matrix is called a stiffness matrix. Now we got the idea of about a stiffness matrix. Then we need to get a properties of a stiffness matrix. What is this properties of the stiffness matrix? Very much important. The properties of the stiffness matrix is enlisted here. We need to know all these characteristics, then only it is possible to identify the derived stiffness matrix is right or wrong. How we need to identify? If we know the characteristics of the stiffness matrix, we can easily justify that the derived generalized equation or matrix of the given problem is correct. That means first point of the stiffness matrix, if there are n numbers of nodes when global stiffness matrix is n cross n, provided element is a 1D and 1 degrees of freedom at each node. This is an example. Okay, so we'll get a one dimensional element, 1 degrees of freedom. How we'll get the idea of about this one dimensional element with a 1 degrees of freedom at each node? So that how it will be. So we'll go with these two characteristics. Consider a bar element. One end is a fixed, another end is a forced. Represent along x-axis from left towards right direction. Is also very much important. Will solve the problem. Has a 1 degree of freedom. At each end. End means node. So how many nodes we have? 2 nodes. FE model, when we'll convert as a 2 nodes, node number 1 and node number 2, join this node 1 and 2, we'll get an element. Each node has a single degrees of freedom. So that means along x-axis, along y-axis, along z-axis. Similarly, this is the Cartesian coordinate system what I have written. So in this the element has a single degrees of freedom along x-axis q1 and q2. This will be equals to 0, this will be equals to 0, rest of the all displacement is equals to 0 at node number 1 and node number 2. This is an element, right? So then what we have, the matrix 2 nodes into 1 degrees of freedom is equals to 2. Matrix is 2 cross 2 matrix. Similarly, we have the 2 degrees of freedom at each node. Two degrees of freedom at each node. Q1, Q2 at node number 1 along x direction Q1 displacement, along y direction Q2 displacement. At node number 2 along x direction Q3, along y direction Q4. This means each node has a 2 degrees of freedom. Along z direction displacement is equals to 0. How many nodes we have? 2 nodes into how many degrees of freedom? 2 degrees of freedom, which is equals to 4. We'll get a 4 cross 4 matrix. How many degrees of freedoms are there? How many numbers of nodes? Multiply it, you will get the equals answer. That much numbers of rows and numbers of columns you will get. The common square matrix will get. Similarly, if we have a displacement or degrees of freedom at each node, 3 degrees of freedom, 3 degrees of freedom, Q1, Q2, Q3, this is a Q4, Q5 and Q6. Total numbers of displacement, 6 displacement is there. 6 displacement means at each node 3 degrees of freedom, means two numbers of nodes are there, into 3 is equals to 6, means we will get a 6 cross 6 matrix. That means n numbers of degrees of freedom, n cross n matrix. Now we got the idea how the n cross n matrix will get based on the degrees of freedom. Stiffness matrix is a symmetric matrix. How it is symmetric matrix? You can check out 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So you can see this is also a symmetrical matrix, this is also a symmetrical matrix. Okay, so then we have, it is a bonded matrix. It should have the bounded matrix, then only it is satisfied with the given condition. The diagonal elements are positive. So how you have seen that 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, so diagonal is positive. So then what we have, another bit, 1 minus 1 1 minus 1 1 minus 1 1 minus 1 1. You can see this diagonal is positive. You can see this diagonal is positive. So the diagonal element should be positive. Any one of the one diagonal should be positive, then only it is satisfied. Okay, upper to the diagonal or lower to the diagonal, whatever it may be, either it is a positive or negative, so that is the secondary case. But one of the first diagonal is equals to positive value. All the value should be in a positive manner. The sum of the element any column must be equals to 0. What it indicates, for bar element we'll have a 2 cross 2 matrix, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So generalized matrix is this one. When you'll add these two values are equals to 0. 1 plus of minus 1 is equals to 0 with respect to the column number 1. Column number 2, minus 1 plus of 1, which is equals to 0. Then what value we are considering with respect to the column which is equals to 0. Similarly, unstable element, so that the determinant are equals to 0. If you will take this as a determinant, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Why I am taking this one? When you drive this elemental stiffness matrix, you will come to know why I have used this one. Okay, mod of 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So when you will apply the determinant for this 1 into 1 minus of minus 1 into minus 1, so 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. What we have the value, so it has been satisfied with the given condition, then the stiffness matrix is correct. The last bit is remains similar to this one. Thank you listening my lecture. In next video I'll drive the elemental stiffness matrix for a simple bar element. Thank you.